Few people on EastEnders are scarier right now than the unervingly unhinged B. Pollard, Ronnie Ancona. Fortunately, Phil Mitchell is one of them. I'm very disappointed in Phil. Since the beginning of this year, the bonkers bunny boiler has been worming her way into Billy Mitchell's, Perry Fenwick house, thanks to her constant manipulation of Billy's sweet but native wife Honey Mitchell, Emma Barton. Why hasn't Phil marched across the square to throw the demented Fatal Attraction tribute act out on her ear? Where was Phil when B sabotaged Billy's ladder in revenge for kicking her out, which led to Honey getting severely injured? Where was Phil when B applied for a credit card in Honey's name and ran up a mountain of debt? Where was Phil when B trashed McClunky's and lied she was attacked, just to gaslight Will, Freddie Phillips, into guilt-tripping Honey and Billy into letting her continue staying at the house? Where was Phil? Well, caring for his old friend Nigel Bates, Paul Bradley, as he finally lost his heartbreaking battle with dementia, of course, dealing with the return of his brother Grant Ross Kemp, and the chaos he brings to the Mitchell door. Okay, so maybe we can give Phil a pass. Still, Big P lives his life by one cardinal rule. Don't mess with the Mitchells unless you are a Mitchell. Billy might be nothing more than his runt-of-the-litter second cousin in Phil's eyes, but he's still family. Be afraid, B. Be very afraid. However, Billy's been doing a pretty bang-up job of kicking his Mrs. Crazed bestie to the curb all by himself lately, after he refused to let B move back in even though Honey needed major surgery. However, the single white female of Walford isn't finished with Honey yet. Yesterday's trip to the square saw B use a recording of Billy's voice to create a fake dating profile of him, hoping to frame him for cheating. Honey is too nice and sweet not to be taken in by B, so Billy's about to find himself in a tough spot indeed. BA's an arch manipulator, a delusional fantasist who can mislead anyone into swallowing her bizarre narrative. Phil Mitchell, however, has a resume that makes her look like a Girl Scout. We're talking about a man with a record of arson, abuse and the attempted murder of Ian Beale, Adam Woodyard, among others. He might have gentled down a little since those days, but he's still a force to be reckoned with. So needless to say, when the incredible Sulk gets involved in the B situation for his cousin Billy, EastEnders fans will be punching the air. In upcoming episodes, Mr. Potato Head himself rolls up his sleeves and promises to deal with B for Billy. It's tense between Honey and Billy after their failed date, but elsewhere, B is upset that no one in Walford has remembered her birthday. Can't let her anywhere near the candles. Late, she misreads a situation in the Vic when she assumes Kat's, Jessie Wallace, birthday surprise for Lilia Turner, is for her. B flees to the cafe with sympathetic Honey in tow. But when Honey asks her not to tell Billy that they saw each other, B leaps on her chance to paint Billy as controlling. Suddenly, Billy stumbles on the pair, and with BA's words on her mind, Honey is firm that she will see who she likes. Phil spies a worried Billy, and upon discovering his plight with B, he decides to take matters into his own hands and give B what she wants most: cash. Big P hands gives B an envelope of money to leave Walford. Will it work? Not likely. Later in the Vic, B exposes Billy and Phil's actions, but just when Billy is about to win Honey round, B spins the mother of all lies. Billy tried to sleep with her. Honey and onlookers are stunned as Billy protests his innocence. Honey flees with Billy and B in tow, and the trio argue back at number 18 before Honey asks everyone to leave. Billy heads to see Phil, who insists he'll sort it. Sort it how exactly, Phil? If there's one golden rule in Albert Square, it's this: never underestimate Phil Mitchell. For years, the hardman of Walford has built a reputation that sends shivers down the spines of anyone foolish enough to cross him. From gangsters and criminals to family members and rivals, Phil has faced them all. But now, a new target may be about to find herself on the wrong side of the Mitchell empire. Recent events have seen B growing increasingly confident as she tightens her grip on those around her. Manipulative, calculating, and always seemingly one step ahead, she's managed to cause chaos without facing any real consequences. Until now. Because word is beginning to spread around the square, and Phil Mitchell doesn't like what he's hearing. The trouble starts when Phil discovers just how much damage B has been causing behind closed doors. At first, he dismisses the gossip. Walford is always buzzing with rumors, after all. But when trusted friends begin telling similar stories, alarm bells start ringing. Phil starts asking questions. Lots of questions. And that's when things get dangerous for B. Unlike others who may be intimidated by her games, Phil has spent decades dealing with manipulators. He's seen every trick in the book and knows exactly how to expose people who think they're untouchable. As Phil quietly investigates, B remains blissfully unaware that he's watching her every move. But viewers know better. Whenever Phil Mitchell goes quiet, something big is usually coming. Soon enough, Phil begins piecing together a shocking picture of deception. The more he learns, the angrier he becomes. People he cares about have suffered. Trust has been broken. Lives have been turned upside down. And in Phil's eyes, somebody needs to answer for it. That somebody is B. The tension reaches boiling point when the pair finally come face to face. Witnesses immediately sense something is wrong. Phil's expression says it all. No shouting. No threats. Just that cold, intimidating stare that has made countless EastEnders characters nervous over the years. B attempts to brush off his concerns, but Phil isn't buying a single word. For the first time in weeks, her confidence begins to crack. Because she knows exactly who she's dealing with. As the confrontation intensifies, the rest of Walford becomes captivated by the unfolding drama. Friends, neighbors, and family members gather, desperate to learn what happens next. Will Phil reveal everything he knows? Or is he saving his biggest bombshell for later? Either way, B finds herself trapped. Every excuse she offers is quickly dismantled. Every lie becomes harder to maintain. Every escape route starts disappearing. Meanwhile, those who have been affected by BA's actions begin finding the courage to speak out. One by one, they come forward with their own stories, strengthening Phil's case and leaving B increasingly isolated. It's a classic EastEnders showdown. One powerful figure determined to expose the truth. One cornered schemer running out of options. And an entire community waiting for the fallout. Of course, nothing is ever straightforward in Walford. Just when it appears Phil has the upper hand, unexpected twists threaten to derail his plans. Secrets emerge from unlikely places. Alliances shift. New revelations leave everyone questioning what they thought they knew. Could B still have one final trick up her sleeve? Some fans think so. Others believe Phil is simply too experienced to be caught off guard. Either way, the battle lines have been drawn. What makes this clash especially fascinating is the contrast between the two characters. B relies on manipulation, subtle influence, and carefully constructed lies. Phil relies on instinct, experience, and sheer determination. They're playing completely different games, but only one of them can come out on top. As the drama builds, speculation among viewers continues to grow. Social media is already buzzing with theories about how the storyline could end. Will Phil publicly expose B? Could she flee the square before the truth comes out? Or might she attempt one final act of revenge against the Mitchells? Nothing can be ruled out. After all, EastEnders thrives on shock twists and explosive confrontations. Yet one thing feels increasingly certain. B's luck may finally be running out. For weeks, she's managed to stay ahead of everyone else. She's manipulated situations, controlled narratives, and convinced people to believe exactly what she wanted them to believe. But Phil Mitchell isn't everyone else. He sees through people. He spots weakness. And once he decides somebody has crossed a line, he rarely lets the matter drop. The coming days could prove pivotal. With pressure mounting from every direction, B faces the biggest challenge she's encountered since arriving in Walford. Can she somehow talk her way out of trouble? Or will Phil deliver the kind of EastEnders-style reckoning that fans love to watch? One thing is guaranteed. When Phil Mitchell decides it's time to settle a score, fireworks usually follow. And if B thought she could outsmart everyone forever, she may be about to learn a very painful lesson. Walford is watching. The truth is closing in. And Phil Mitchell is ready to make his move. Look out, B. Your biggest problem has finally arrived. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to EastEnders Spoilers Official.